Today I want to talk about some really specific things that I've noticed all stylish people seem to have in common in 2025. I like to do these videos fairly often because the fashion landscape is always evolving and moving rapidly. So who knows, this video might be outdated in 6 to 12 months time, but this is what I'm seeing right now, so let's get into it. Minimizing. I feel like in 2025 we're now further away than ever from the loud and sometimes quite obnoxious fashion of the 2010s. Instead, the cycle has moved back firmly into less is more. In 2025, the most stylish people are minimizing their outfits. And by minimizing, I don't necessarily mean being minimalist. Perhaps a better term is simplifying. Stripping back logos, loud colors, and edgy prints in favor of a cleaner aesthetic with more natural palettes and authenticity. Nothing in their outfits is there for the sake of fashion or style. Pieces are worn with intention, adding just as much function as they do style. And despite this more basic approach, it doesn't look boring. The thing about minimizing your style is that you can't hide behind those loud colors or flashy logos anymore. You really have to let your understanding of the pieces and how they should be worn do the talking. And that brings me on to my next point. Proportions. So how are people still looking so stylish when their outfits are so simple? Well, a large part of it surely comes down to proper proportions. And in 2025, I'm seeing more people than ever pay special attention to proportioning their outfits. The one you all know and love and have heard a million times is the rule of thirds, whereby you split your outfit into 1/3 on top and 2/3 on bottom, or the other way round. This is definitely the most prominent at the moment, and a lot of that has to do with how easy it is to achieve. But I think the most stylish people are layering in more fashion theories into the mix and taking their outfits to the next level. For example, the rule of thirds mixed with the A-shape formula. This means that you're keeping those 1/3, 2/3 proportions, but creating a bottom-heavy silhouette like in the shape of an A. This is really popular in 2025 and is achieved by wearing some relaxed bottoms with a smaller and more fitted top. The balanced boxy silhouette is very viable as well, especially if you're taller or bigger, whereby the proportions are closer to 50-50, but the pieces on top and bottom are wider and fuller. Stylish people know what proportions they want, enabling them to wear the most basic of pieces and still look incredibly good. Natural materials. More often than not, I'm noticing that the most stylish people are focusing on wearing natural materials. A lot of people are waking up to the fact that polyester and nylon are essentially plastic. And while they do have some characteristics that can improve clothing, a lot of brands just use them to save money. And I'm fully cognizant of the fact that sometimes I advertise clothes that contain nylon and polyester. In fact, I'm wearing one now, and it's not ideal. But back to the matter at hand, when you see a stylish outfit these days, it's almost always made up of good quality natural materials. Whether that be denim, wool, cotton, or my personal favourite, leather. I think the reason why these always look so stylish is because they're authentic. Most of us, without knowing, can detect if something's real or not. A genuine leather jacket that's creased and faded and softened up over time looks infinitely better than a faux leather jacket that shows either no signs of aging or completely falls apart. Similarly, the way a 100% wool cable knit jumper has that sturdy and solid look to it, compared to a phony polyester lookalike which has no shape, is something that all stylish people are using to their advantage in 2025. Investing in classic pieces. The next thing that stylish people are doing in 2025 is something that links all of my points so far together. There's a huge emphasis on buying classic pieces, both in style and fit. I just did a whole video on this, so feel free to check that out for more detail. But long story short, the most stylish people are ditching most of the hype trends these days and buying things that are tried and true. What this means as a whole is that people are stepping back from the more outlandish silhouettes and designs, and I'm seeing way more regular fitting clothes as opposed to skin tight or hugely oversized. I'm seeing slimmer fitting tops and pants that are relaxed and comfortable, but not too baggy. More staple pieces rather than standout pieces. Don't get me wrong, there's still a place for standouts, but they're being used way more sparingly in my eyes. Just think of it as clothes that will probably never go out of style, which also makes them a safe investment. The strongest area we're seeing the return to classic styles is in footwear, which brings me on to my next point. Wrong shoe theory. Wrong shoe theory, juxtaposition, whatever you want to call it, is probably one of the biggest style statements in 2025, and some of the most stylish people are using it to its full effect. In short, this means to pair your shoes with outfits that don't make sense on paper. We've seen this in the past with people wearing sneakers with suits, but it was quite short-lived and never actually looked that good. In 2025, it's all about wearing classic shoes with your casual wear. The best example being a pair of loafers or derbies with some jeans and a t-shirt. I think the reason why this works so much better than sneakers and suits is because the majority of the outfit is casual. It's meant for casual occasions, going out and about with friends, but looking a bit sharper and put together when you're doing it. Sneakers with suits doesn't work well in my opinion because it's mainly formal. Suits are made for business meetings, weddings, so pairing sneakers with them looks kind of sloppy. So hopefully you can start to see how all of today's points are coming together. A minimal outfit where the standout piece is a pair of classic well-made leather loafers. It's simple stuff, but it works really well. Outfit repeaters. Without a doubt, the most stylish people in 2025 are outfit repeaters. You don't often hear someone being praised for how different they look all the time. The most stylish people are admired because they wear the same thing over and over again and still look good. And I'm seeing more people embrace this approach in recent times. A huge factor in this is having a personal style, understanding what you like and just going for it. In a way you can forget everything else in this video. As long as you're comfortable in what you're wearing and you commit to it, you're going to look more stylish than 90% of the people out there. Rather than a directionless mishmash of different styles and influences, which could come off as confusing. Stylish people have a particular way they like to wear clothes, whether that be a specific aesthetic, the way they proportion their outfits, or the colours they wear. Another aspect of this is that stylish people are totally unaffected by what's happening externally, such as trends, and are especially unaffected by other people's opinions. They continue to wear what they want, even if the masses don't like it. They have an enduring fashion sense that's a reflection of their personal taste, and this is part of what makes them look so stylish. So there's everything I've noticed that stylish people have in common in 2025. Do you guys agree, or do you have a different viewpoint? Let us know down in the comments. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.